It was the most magical night of the year. Snow fell gently, families gathered by the fire, and children dreamed of Santa Claus bringing joy and presents. But what if, this Christmas, Santa didn't come to give, but to take away? This is the chilling tale of the Killer Santa, a night no one in Hollow Pine will ever forget. Santa Claus, the beloved figure who adores children, spreading joy and kindness every Christmas Eve. His hearty laugh, red suit, and sack full of presents symbolize hope and happiness. But lurking in the shadows of folklore is another Santa, one who doesn't bring cheer. Instead, he comes for vengeance wrapped in blood and terror. It began in the quiet town of Hollow Pine. Witnesses described a man dressed as Santa dragging a massive sack through the snow. But what he carried wasn't filled with toys. And on that fateful Christmas night, the town's worst nightmare became a chilling reality. The terror started with Lily Parker, a curious 8-year-old who stayed up late to catch a glimpse of Santa. Her parents woke to find her bedroom door ajar and Lily gone. A trail of crimson footprints led to the attic, where her father found her lifeless body beneath the Christmas tree, her face frozen in horror. Above her, smeared in blood, were the words, "Naughty kids get punished." At the local diner, the elderly Wilsons enjoyed a quiet Christmas Eve when they heard a knock at the door. They opened it to a shadowy figure in Santa's garb. Without warning, he pulled a sharpened candy cane from his sack and plunged it into their hearts. The cheerful lights of the diner turned sinister, the walls splattered with crimson, as Silent Night played faintly on the jukebox. At the Hollow Pine High School Christmas party, laughter and music filled the gym. That is, until the Killer Santa burst through the doors, wielding an axe wrapped in glinting tinsel. Panic erupted as he carved through the crowd. 2 students, Amy and Jack, fell victim to his wrath, their screams drowned out by the eerie melody of Jingle Bells echoing from the speakers. A group of friends sought refuge in a secluded cabin, thinking they were safe. But the Killer Santa was relentless. He turned their holiday haven into a slaughterhouse. Broken ornaments became weapons, icicles turned into daggers, and strands of twinkling lights became deadly nooses. By dawn, the once pristine snow was stained with blood, and the woods echoed with silence. In the heart of Hollow Pine, families gathered at the town square to admire the towering Christmas tree. Santa appeared, but instead of joy, he brought horror. He climbed the tree, revealing a sack filled with severed heads, which he hurled into the horrified crowd. Amid the chaos, he claimed 4 more lives, including the town's mayor, impaling him on a sharpened candy cane pole. The town square turned into a nightmarish tableau. By the time dawn broke, Hollow Pine was a ghost town, the streets littered with signs of the massacre. Sheriff Miller and his team followed bloodied footprints into the woods, leading to an abandoned workshop. Inside, they discovered a grotesque display of ornaments crafted from human remains. And there he was, Santa, his suit drenched in blood, laughing maniacally. A violent showdown erupted. When the smoke cleared, Santa's body lay lifeless. But as they approached, his body vanished into thin air, leaving behind a single note. "See you next Christmas." Was he a deranged man or something far more sinister? The people of Hollow Pine may never know. But one thing is certain: not all Santas bring joy. This Christmas, be wary of who comes down your chimney.